Good morning, everybody. I am here on Wednesday and Thursday, February. I have no idea. It's the last week of February. That much I know. So, what does Spirit have for us on Wednesday and Thursday? What does Spirit want us to know? Honestly, I feel like the week's been kind of topsy-turvy. Surprises, the winds of change have been blowing their way through, and you've allowed yourself to kind of experience, sparkle your treasures out for all to see. You're coming to a point where you're not ashamed of where you've been and who you are. You're transcending your past experiences and healing them. You're in a new space now, so the goblins of the past aren't gonna, you're learning ways to work with them and have them be treasures, really, which is interesting. Okay, so what else does Spirit want us to know for Wednesday and Thursday? We said freedom. So we have the horse. And if I were to read the book meaning of this card, I know what it means, but how I'm feeling this when I see this is it is coming into who you are and experiencing the freedom of that. So it's allowing yourself to really feel free, feel the wind in your hair as you're moving through these different parts of society, these different things, as you're experiencing life differently. You're allowing yourself the freedom because you've taken the shackles off of the fact that your beliefs, that things that you've been taught that have defined who you were in the past, you're letting go of them and you're embracing who you really are in the now. It's like a letting go. And it's not a running from the past. It's honestly how they're showing it to me is it's a prancing around, a delightful, playful place to be. It's and actually they're showing me, this is kind of funny, Ferdinand the Bull. And in the book, Ferdinand the Bull, it's about being who you are. It's about embracing who you are. If you're the one who's out chasing butterflies and sniffing flowers because you love them, then be that. It's knowing your gifts and working with them for the best of your ability. And you know what? If you need to write down your gifts and even make an inventory of the things you're afraid of or the things about yourself that you might be a little ashamed about, no one else needs to see this. And then take those things and kind of work with them to how can this benefit me? Yeah, I might be ashamed of this part of myself or ashamed of these experiences that I've had, but how can I turn that around? And just kind of explore these things a little more deeply. It's not sugarcoating because this is going to pull you into a rabbit hole. But let's say you've had experiences. I don't even want to explore this on here right now. We can do this one-on-one. But it's all about knowing who you are, being okay with who you are, accepting who you are, and running with it and using it to the best of your ability. So that energy is around us. There's something else to this that I can't quite pinpoint right now, so I'm going to try to feel my way through that and see what else comes up. And we're going to pull one more card for Thursday, for Wednesday and Thursday. And of course this would be the card, right? The mystery. Because we had the unknown yesterday, so today we have the mystery. It just goes so well together. So as you're experiencing this freedom and allowing things to unfold, you're co-creating with the universe, of course. You're exploring the treasures of who you are and you're letting your true self out. It's like, okay, so let's say you have anxiety, and in your anxiety, one thing that makes you feel better is cleaning your space, okay? So you like to have things just so and neat and clean. This is me, okay? And because it helps you feel better, okay? Now, you can take that overboard where you just go crazy one day and start throwing everything away. Like, boom, I can't stand the sight of clutter. I can't stand the sight of this mess, so I'm just going to toss everything. Well, it's not always the greatest thing. So maybe in the teachings of, I'm going to use Marie Kondo as an example. She says, hold each item and ask if it brings you joy. And if it truly does bring you joy, then keep it in your space. But also be thankful for what you have as you're tossing things away. This is something I never did before. I was just in a kind of a crazy mode and needing to clean to have order and control over things. And when you take this approach, it's different and I noticed I started doing this actually before I knew about her, which I think is magical, where you ask each item and you feel thankful for it. So I started feeling thankful for things like, oh, thank you for what you've given me as I'm throwing it away, and it shifted my perspective. Then she says, does it bring you joy? Oh my gosh, that's even more transcendent. So then you feel your home, you're surrounded by things that do feel joyful to you, that do bring you joy. So this is just an example of how you can turn around something you could be ashamed of, which for me is my anxiety, is my need for order around me, because that's what I can control. That's something that I can control in my space, because there's so much that I can't control. So that's one thing I can. So I tend to get a little totally kind of obsessive about it. People who know me know that about me, but I still giggle and have fun while I'm doing it. I still enjoy the process of keeping my home clean because I'm thankful for my home and I enjoy the space. So it's not like it used to be where I would run around like a crazy person and be nutso about cleaning. Now it's more of I enjoy it. It's a pleasurable experience because it brings me joy while I'm doing it, and I'm seeing what else brings me joy that's in my space, and I'm trying not to overcrowd my space with too much. So that's a way I've learned to work with one of my things that I'm ashamed of. Okay, and that stems from a whole bunch of other stuff that we won't talk about, but that's just an example of how you can work with things. And I've noticed in the energies recently that I've started, as everything's kind of shaken a little bit and kind of getting out of control, I've kind of started closing in on myself and tried to control myself a little too much. So that's when I need to pull back the reins, experience the horse and the freedom, and be like Ferdinand, and again, feel the freedom, be who I am, and embrace the flowers. So see how that applies in your own life and work with these energies to the best of your abilities. So I will leave you with so much love. Have a great Wednesday and Thursday. Bye-bye.